My journey with the Burn Prevention Network started while I was an executive with another nonprofit organization. I had no interest because I loved the organization I worked for. But I decided to go for the interview. And one of the first things the interviewers did was take me into the Regional Burn Center at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And I learned firsthand what the survivors of a burn injury go through. I saw the pain, saw the suffering, and then I watched the nurses and their daily care. And I realized how much they sacrificed as well as the survivor and how tough that was on them emotionally. And then it occurred to me that the opportunity to prevent that kind of suffering was an opportunity not handed to too many people. And to create an organization to do that was even more unique. So I accepted the interview and was hired. I think I'm most proud of the fact that as a niche organization, that we survived and even thrived for the 36 years I was there. And when I say thrived, there were times when we didn't know whether we were going to continue for the next month. But we weathered those times because none of us lost sight of the vision, that what we were doing was critical and it was not going to be duplicated by anyone else. So we found a way of making it happen. Becoming creative became my second career. And the fact that it's continuing today under very strong and capable leadership makes me very, very happy. I think the most gratifying piece of data we were able to recover was that looking at pediatric burn injury from the time before we did saturation prevention education to 10 years after we began that, there was a 38% drop in pediatric burns. And that was our target market. We were going after children. I'd love to take 100% of the credit for that. I don't think we can, but certainly we made a difference.
What really drew me to joining the Burn Prevention Network is we had a strong nonprofit that was making a difference in the community and had already been led by someone who had a vision and had strong partnerships, and I felt that I could take that to the next level. So I would say the one thing that has, stepping into the new role that has been a challenge is we're coming at the end of the pandemic. And the pandemic changed everything in terms of healthcare. It changed everything in the way that school districts get our information out to students, the way that new mothers access our information, and it also put the pandemic top of mind rather than learning education and tips to keep families safe. And so now we're looking at innovative new ways to do that and make sure that we're top of mind for families. So the future of the Burn Prevention Network is that we will take these high-performing programs and best practices and bring them, spread them across all areas in Pennsylvania. We have a strong core staff and board and partners who are very dedicated to the work, whether it's EMS companies, fire companies, our board of directors. Everyone is aligned around the same mission, which is to keep burns from happening to another family. I think what gives me hope is every time I talk to a mother or a child who went through our programs and said that it got them out of a house that was on fire or taught them something important that kept them from a burn with their child.
I'm so proud of the fact that you've not only taken this on intellectually, but emotionally, because that's what it's going to take. You have to feel what you're doing to be effective administratively.
So it wasn't just me that nominated Dan for this award. It really is on behalf of the current staff and the previous staff of the Burn Prevention Network. And all of them felt that your leadership and guidance over the years took the organization to places that it wouldn't have gone without you. And we just wanted to take this time to honor you and say thank you for for dedicating your life to preventing burns.
Thank you, and thank all of them for me.